Last year, I found myself inside the tight quarters of the world's oldest tattoo parlor in a corner of Jerusalem. It was my very first tattoo. The artist started by using a centuries-old stamp to create a simple symbol on my arm, and then carefully used a tattoo needle to permanently engrave this design into my skin. The Middle Eastern Christians that run the shop have an ancient tradition of getting a small cross tattooed on their hand to make their dedication to Christ public. For some, this has led to their persecution and even death. Thousands of pilgrims from around the world have entered through these doors and received this tattoo. Whenever people see it, they have questions, and every day, one way or another, I have to answer the question of whether I believe in God or not. The answer I keep coming back to is yes. I believe in the person I have encountered. But it's not a blind relationship. I ask God questions all the time, and sometimes these questions are asking Him if He's really there. I'm not the first to ask these important questions. Inspired by Aristotle, Thomas Aquinas, generally regarded as one of the greatest thinkers in history, broke it down by saying that when you see a tattoo, you would correctly come to the conclusion that there was a tattoo artist. Okay, maybe he didn't say that exactly, but this is called the evidence from design. And it's the first of three categories some people smarter than me laid out to show that you find God by just observing the natural world. When we come across an ordered creation, we can rightly assume that there must be a creator. There must be an unmade maker. If you see a book, you assume there's an author. If you see a watch, you can assume there's a watchmaker. A scientist who worked with Albert Einstein said it this way: the probability of life originating from an accident is comparable to the probability of an unabridged dictionary resulting from an explosion in a print shop. Second is the evidence from causes. Everything around us was caused by something else, and if you trace the origin of causes back and back, you fall into an infinite regression. Eventually you have to ask who was the first mover. Something or someone had to set the first something in motion. Third is the evidence from the heart. For every ache I have, there is something to fulfill it. I'm hungry, and food exists. I want love and belonging, and people exist to fulfill that longing. As C.S. Lewis once said, "If I find in myself a desire which no experience in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that I was made for another world." Design, cause, and my own heart all point to something more, something that will be here long after my tattoo fades. We are made for eternal happiness. Since the beginning of time, the thumbprint of God has been visible to all who want to see it. Jesus says clearly, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you." Faith is often defined as trust, the foundation of any relationship, and a relationship necessitates questions about the other. God welcomes and invites our questions. In fact, He rejoices when we seek to know Him more. But questioning God is not the end. It's just the beginning of growing in a relationship that's rooted in love and a faith that is more than just skin deep.